So here we go, the dwarves again. This is the fourth time I think that I start this. Because my PC just crashed and I actually invested some money now, actually some real money, to get to the root of the problem and a lot of time. So if it doesn't work now, I'm just going to throw that PC out of the window. Because I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Oh, freaking. Now this one, it's probably good if he escapes and gets more. I'm going to go into the sweet spot here where no one gets kicked down. I'll just kill them all. Maybe it will work now. I hope so. Oh, I've got the wrong one selected, that's why. Where's Boindil? Boindil. Here we go, Boindil. Diddly doodly. You do that. Yell at them. He's just yelling at them. That's it. Can't I queue? I can't queue. Fine then. Whatsoever. TUNGDIL. Ah, you get the... Go get those. So I hope it works now. But I hope that before as well, so maybe it will, maybe it will. Probably it won't. For as I know my luck, but still, we'll see. See, that worked. I'm so angry at my PC. I'm so angry. I'm about to throw it out of the window. If it wouldn't be so expensive, I would have done that already. But it is actually pretty expensive, so I won't do it. Man, such a PC is actually some money. You can spend a lot of money on those. I mean, of course, I don't have the most expensive one, but it's still more than enough money that went into it. Oh, he tripped and fell down. You were an idiot. Oh, I didn't hit you very hard. No, actually, I've got an augur now here. Cool. That's good. Perfect. And another one down, and another one down, and then the one bites the dust. See? Now that my PC hopefully works. Also, seems like I can finish the level if no one gets kicked down. Great, 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 great. Works good, works like a charm. I'm still so angry. I'm no one that really curses a lot or so, but I could really. That makes me so angry. Like Boindil there. He's also so angry. It's actually, I'm just afraid to hit my friends. Whenever I'm using an ability, I'm really afraid to hit any of my friends. I gotta pay a lot of attention to not hitting any of those. Got them. Why are you still hitting me? No, I won't. I won't kill. I'll kill them. Yeah, I'll kill him. I'll kill him. I'll get him. He will get him. He'll get him on his own. Because the more I have, the higher is the chance that someone's going to get kicked Dwarven. Well, he's going to get him. See? Easy, easy peasy. Easy peasy lemon. A squeezy. Oh. Good. There we go. Huzzah! Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. He could deal a little bit more auto damage, but that's fine. And I finally made it. With a PC that doesn't work. Ah, frick. Still so angry. I'm so angry. And I've just realized that my PC sound, my sound doesn't work. So I gotta fix that. I hate my PC. I hate it. I hate it so much. I mean, it works on my ease. It doesn't work on the stream. Let me check. Properties, default. Nope, I want to use this one. Yes, so now I should have sound as well. What I can choose? For a short time, Tungdil deals 50% more damage, or receives half the damage. Ah, deal more damage. Here we go.
You have put out a plate of food for the night every evening since Jeroen and Andakai joined you on your journey, but still none of you have seen him eat. You decide to pay particular attention to him this evening, to try and find out what is under the helmet.
Well, he opened his
Andakai is sitting not far from the giant, studying the books.
Have you found anything useful yet?
She looks up at you.
You think I will stay and fight if there is a spell in the books that might defeat Nodon?
Yours is the god of balance. Don't you see it as your duty to create a balance between light and dark?
Instead of answering, Andakai rubs her eyes and closes the books.
It's too dark to study. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
Disgruntled, you watch the Mager as she walks over to her bed for the night. Your eyes fall upon Jeroen and the plate at his feet, on which not a crumb of food is left.
So he ate. If there's no food left, that means he probably ate. That's at least what I suppose happened. That's a long way here. I'm probably gonna get ambushed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the same way. And they're not closing in. They're going the same speed as I do.
You can already see the oasis a day's journey away, but in the glimmer of the midday sun, you're not sure whether it might not just be a mirage. But the twins are convinced that there is a village here, and the prospect of a roof over your heads for the night keeps you going. The nearer you get to the oasis, the more the uneasy feeling grows that something's not right. It's too quiet, and you don't see any movement. Once you enter the village, your fears are confirmed. Your enemies have already been here.
I should have saved. Let me save. Quickly. Please, let me save, game. Thank you. No save game, I don't care. Oh, now all of us can fight, or what? Fine then. Okay. So, now I only control what? I understand. Which button did I have to press? It was space, right? Space to see things? I can't see anything.
Where is everyone? Hello?
Good question.
Anyone here?
You all jump.
Yeah.
You look angrily at Boindil, who shrugs his shoulders in apology.
He just wants to fight. I like Jeroen, like the big armored guy. Everyone's dead. All my friends are dead.
This whole thing is probably a trap. We should...
Welcome to Pasla.
Oh.
I'm sure the citizens would greet you themselves, if they could.
You recognize the elf immediately. You saw him with the leaders of the orcs, and he appeared to you in a dream after Greenglade.
It wasn't a dream, he was really there.
Not in a dream.
Yeah.
Sintheras.
So we meet again, Tungdil. What do you think of my work in the vaults? It was a nice start, wasn't it?
An eerie smile sets on Cintharus's lips.
Wonderful. I can see the hatred in your eyes. Come on. Come and get your revenge.
I will, sooner or later. I will. Fight. Okay, fight. Can anyone fall down? That's my main question here. Oh, doesn't matter. I'll take them. That's a good team. That's a good team. I'll just kick everyone. What defeats Cintharus? That's it?
What is it? Yes.
What?
I'm with you.
That's it?
Understood. Of course. Yes.
I'll just only hit him, right? Is that possible? Oh no, he's one of those. Oh, I hate it.
Oh, what bad luck for you! Oink, oink, little piggies!
Can you hit that hard? No, right? Let him flee. Flee in fear.
And what now?
No point, Dale. Stay here. You all stay together. Stay together.
On my way!
You do that thing.
What is it?
You actually do that thing. You do that thing there.
Yes.
You do that thing there. Bam, 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 bam. That was good.
What is
You
it?
do that thing.
He hardly put up a fight.
You make a guess. Do that thing. Yes. You do that thing. Oh, you can't do that. Why can't you? Skill not ready. Then kick him. Whatever.
And what now? I didn't hit you very hard. Wake up.
You do that thing here.
Pow! Another one bites the dust. Too easy.
I can't do that yet.
Come on.
At once.
Could you please run away? Get the archers.
Huh?
Oh, he's already enraged.
Yes? Ow! I didn't hit you very hard. And what now?
You can. This is here, right? Yeah.
Oink, oink, little piggies!
There was enough heal.
Too easy.
Just run away.
Give me a hand.
Run away.
Yes. Understood.
And what now? Oh, yes.
Huh?
Well, we need to flee for a second here.
Another one bites the dust.
I know you can
I'm
heal.
with you.
On my way.
And Dal. You can go
Say
and get him.
goodbye forever.
Still have health left.
Come here, you. Huh? On my way. All right. With pleasure. Pow! Another one bites the dust.
So that's
All right.
fine. All of you still okay?
Yes.
Everyone's
On my
okay.
way.
See, I've got it figured out. I know how this game works.
Forever.
I can do that.
And what now?
I'm going to kill him.
On my way.
He's not going to die that easily, is he?
With pleasure.
Hopefully he's not. He's not my
Yes.
main enemy, but still, hope he won't die that easily.
Who's next? On my way. And what now?
Of course.
No, you stay here.
Huh? As good
There
as
you go.
done. All right.
Go and get him.
On my way.
Got him.
As good as
Got
done.
him. Finally making some progress in this silly game.
Why are you fighting against us? You're the son of Samusin. You should have nothing to do with this unworthy scum.
Who's the son of Samusin? My mage. Talking to my mage there. I think he is.
I've had enough of fighting. It's about time we head to your home.
I've had enough too. But we've got several days in the desert ahead of us before we can enjoy a cold beer.
We can enjoy a cold
The
beer
longer
here.
we talk about it, the later we'll get to our beer. Let's
Well, there's
go.
a lot of dead bodies. There's probably also beer here. Can we loot first, please? Okay, we can't. Thank you. Let me save before my PC crashes. Let me save. I hate this PC. Well, I love it, but I hate it as well. Because it doesn't work properly. Why are you still following me? Go away. Psh, kush, kush, go away. I am running out of food. Probably a bad thing.
You've been traveling through the desert for days. The sand is simply everywhere. In your shoes, under your clothes,
Anakin would
in
hate
your
it.
mouths. Even the makeshift cloths that you've wrapped around your heads is of little help.
Thanks for the information.
With the last of the energy you can muster, you finally leave the 40-mile-wide sandbar that separated you from Ogre's death.
40 miles.
It is as if
40
you've
miles
passed
through
through
the
an
desert.
invisible
That's
wall when
a
the
lot.
raging wind and sand suddenly fall silent. In front of you, an enormous massive towers into the sky, the Blue Range. The slopes cast long shadows over Ogre's Death Fortress, which nestles in the spurs of the mountain. Even from this distance it looks impressive, with its 4 defensive terraces, one above the other. The anticipation of entering a real Dwarven city for the first time grows with every step, and you feel the
Dwarven city.
power returning to your limbs. You've almost done it.
I'm running out of food. I have to. This has to work, or we're dead. Ogre's Death Fortress. So we finally made it to the Dwarven Fortress. Ooh, cutscene. I hope the sound works. If the sound doesn't work, that's pretty
you have
stupid.
called me to succeed you to the throne. Here I stand before you.
Well, before you are
Bless
chosen
you.
as the successor to the High King, here, King Gandagar, are the challenges that await you. Hordes of orcs are rampaging through the north and the west, and the perished land is stirring. It would seem that the Magi cannot sustain the barriers.
This gives us an excellent opportunity to attack the last elves in Alandor. They are weakened. The perished land afflicts them. Let us wipe out the traitors once and for all.
Yes, right. Exactly.
Let's not do that.
Madness.
What are you
That's
talking
another
about?
threat.
I do not recognize you, King Gandagar, in what you are saying. The elves are inhabitants of Girdlegard. Has your hatred for them clouded your senses to the point that you wish to ignore the words of
That
our
one?
god?
I like that one.
Belendelin's gaze falls, as if incidentally, on the King of the Fourthlings' advisor.
Or is someone giving you bad advice?
On the contrary, it was
Why does this one
Besieged
get
who finally supplied me
cutscenes?
with the proof. A report titled How the Fiflings Lost the Gate. It was the elves that poisoned the brave Fifling warriors in their stronghold. A devious disease spread by the pointy ears in the shafts of
Nah.
the Grey Range.
Nah, don't believe it.
I always knew it. Treason.
I don't believe
They should
that.
pay for it.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. No.
Don't be so short-sighted! We are talking about the safety of Girdlegard.
Him. I like
We
him.
must reach out and forge a large coalition with the elves. Yes, and even with the Thirdlings,
No, not
if
with the
we are
Thirdlings.
to defeat the perished land.
My High King, you cannot be serious.
Drivel from a dwarf who has grown too old in his post. Are we not here to choose a new High King? We have waited long enough.
He's not dead yet.
It would seem you will have to wait a little bit longer. The second aspirant has arrived.
What? What? Talking about me?
Our guests must be tired from their long journey. The meeting is adjourned till tomorrow.
Why can't we just run in there and no one stops us? Just asking, because that looked like a pretty important meeting, and we just step in there and no one bothers. That's impressive. I mean, I can see that my video lags. Oh no, doesn't. Should be working.
But why do you think that I...
Everything will become clear. I've had a room prepared for you. Before you take to your bed, please pay the High King and I a visit in the throne room.
Why should I be the one going to the High King? And why is it so laggy? Is it only for me? Looks like it's only for me, yeah. Is my download? Is my download not working? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. Yeah, no, it looks good, looks good, looks blah, blah, blah. Talk to the twins. Yeah, why did you bring me here, twins?
Ah, your highness!
Everything looks good, but my stream doesn't. That's fine, though.
Heir apparent? What do you know? Spit it out.
A slight expression of guilt flits briefly across Boindill's face, but he's soon back to his old self.
A scholar as High King has something to it. You'll certainly have our votes, that's for sure.
Boindall nods in agreement.
As High King, you could unite the kingdoms and get them to do battle against Nod-On.
You look at your friends and aren't really sure whether they are trying to pull your leg or not.
I can't be High King. I got all my knowledge from books, and you're pulling my leg, right?
The twins' grins grow ever wider, and it would seem they can hardly contain themselves.
Just talk to High King Gundrabur and Belendalin. They will explain everything.
I hope they will.
I think I'll
come back
Don't
later.
get lost.
I'll come back as soon as this is done here. Problem right now is that it really is lagging, I think. Looks like it. I don't know. What do I know? Everything is bad today. The whole thing is bad.
Andikai, what is it?
I came to return these books to you, Tungdil. Luckily, I was able to make sense of most of it.
You observed how the Mager took time to study the books during your escape.
They are records from the Outer Lands. They tell of demonic beings from barren ground who can take possession of humans and invest them with great power.
Immortality, for example?
The Mager nods seriously.
They speak of an axe forged by the Undergrounders called Keenfire. It is said to have the power to cut through the flesh and bone of the living and completely destroy the demonic spirit deep within their soul.
Can I have that?
So you think a demon from the Outer Lands has taken possession of Nudin?
He looked very different when I encountered him in Parista, and he rose from the dead even though you cut off his head. That can't be explained purely through the power of the perished land.
And he wanted to prevent these books from falling into our hands. That would only make sense if Keenfire had the power to defeat him.
Then let's do that.
Where is this Keenfire?
Yeah, let's find it.
I don't know if this weapon was ever forged. It requires rare materials and masterful craftsmanship. The purest, hardest steel, stone barbs decorated with runes, a hilt of Sigurdaisy wood, inlays made of all the noble metals, the blades studded with diamonds, smithed in the hottest forge.
We are dwarves. We have the most talented craftsmen.
Yep.
And you have the Sigurdaisy wood.
Let's make it.
It is amongst the objects in your rucksack, which is fortunate as there are no more Sigurdaisies in Girdlegard. But even if you manage to forge the axe, it might all be just a fairy tale. It's too little to wager our lives on.
Well, it's the only thing we can do right now.
Do you know these undergrounders?
I have never heard of the Undergrounders, but I've been to the Outer Lands before.
It must be terrible. The hordes of Tion have marched from there against our strongholds for thousands of years.
It's not as bad as you think. It is certainly safer than a land in which a magus possessed by a demon is on the loose.
We can get all the missing materials, as well as a gem cutter, here in the stronghold.
That's what I'm saying.
After all, Gandagar and his fourthlings are here. A stonemason from the secondlings, and I can smith.
The Maga looks at you thoughtfully, and for a short time it seems as though your enthusiasm is rubbing off on her. But then she says,
I wish you good luck, Tungdil.
You still want to leave Girdlegard, but what will happen to your realm and all the other realms?
I admire your optimism, my friend, but it isn't wise to stand in the way of a rolling stone. I don't wish to give up my realm, but I would only be prolonging the suffering unnecessarily.
But you don't want to let the last Maga in Girdlegard go. Unfortunately, you can't think of anything that could cause her to stay.
Many thanks, Honourable Maga, for all that you have done.
Can I at least keep your gigantic friend? What's that cutscene stuff sometimes? Remove from party. No. Geron, whatever.
A variety of cheeses, pickled cave mushrooms, toasted vault moss, and some smoked sausage.
The intense smell of the cheese makes your mouth begin to water.
Now you start liking that cheese, right? You do, yeah. The rucksack's probably the most important thing.
Very rare. I guess Lot Yonan wanted it to examine or experiment with.
Or he wanted to make the eggs.
You are exhausted from your adventurous journey, but it would be impolite to just go to bed if the High King is waiting for you.
But it's already impolite to... no.
Garen found an answer to the threat. Keenfire. No matter how difficult it is to forge it, we must do it. We don't know of anything else that could injure a demon.
Well, magic could be a thing. So let's leave the chamber and this will probably begin to lag again. It will lag. I'm sorry already. This way? Not this way. Yeah, it's lagging. Why would it be doing that? Which way is it? This way. Well, where is the boss? This is stupid. Why does it do that? Video? That should do, actually. It should be fine.
Andikai decipher.
We have deciphered the book? Yeah, we need to blah 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 blah. I mean, it's lagging anyway.
I think I'll continue to look.
Don't get lost.
Yeah, that's the idea. Enter the throne room. Don't know why that area is so laggy. So that area back there, really laggy. Not on my PC, not on my stream thing, but on YouTube I can see that.
The power that the old High King radiated when he called the assembly to order has drained away from him. His body is sunken in the throne, but his eyes are alert and interested as he looks at you.
The lost son returns to his people. Thank Vracus. Tell us what you learned on your journey.
You describe your adventure down to the smallest detail. Neither the king nor his advisor interrupts you. From time to time they nod, as though they were already aware of certain facts. Their brows become more furrowed with every passing minute. When you're finished with your story, you also have some questions.
Ah, really? Do we?
I don't want to appear ungrateful, and I'm happy to finally be among my people, but I will not ascend the throne. I hardly know anything about our customs and laws. Everything that I know, I have learned from books that Lot Yonan gave me. There must be more suitable heirs than me.
Your announcement honors you. But to be honest, you never had a claim. To stop Gandagar, we had to stall for time.
Lot Yonan helped us with our little story. We don't even know if you are a fourthling.
The king's advisor misinterprets your unbelieving gaze and quickly adds,
We're only being as deceitful as goblins for one solitary reason. To stave off possible harm to our people.
You feel as though you've been hit in the stomach. If this is true, not only have you lost your newly found kingdom, but Master Lot-Yonan also didn't see it as necessary to inaugurate you
because
in
you
the
could have
conspiracy.
destroyed everything.
What game is being played here?
Gandagar, as king of the fourthlings, is to supersede me as High King, but his mind is poisoned with hatred towards the elves. He would probably win a war against them, but he would weaken us, and Girdlegard would not be helped by this. I was hoping for a great coalition with the elves, and even with the thirdlings. I would have given anything to start the negotiations.
Also makes more sense.
In times of great need, only the common goal can count.
And which role have you planned for me?
Well, with you as a second aspirant, certain possibilities of protocol open up to us.
I apologize.
Your plan has a flaw. Even if I were to line up, I couldn't win. No one on the council will vote for me.
You don't have to win.
Belendalin points to the Steelies in the throne room.
It's written in our laws that the High King can oppose an heir if he isn't elected unanimously. He can then demand a duel or a contest in order to determine the winner.
Such a contest could take weeks, if not months, and it would win us some time.
Why is Gandagar so full of hatred towards the elves?
Because he's a dwarf.
His father and brother were murdered by elves. At least that's what's claimed.
Probably by Eldar.
No one knows the truth, just as no one knows how true this report about the fifthlings is. But isn't it strange that this letter has turned up now, just when it can play into the hands of the elf-haters?
A bit.
Many dwarves' hatred towards the elves is great. Perhaps even greater than their honesty.
I understand why you want to prevent a High King Gandagar. He will be blind to our real problems.
Gandagar's only liability is that he lets Bislipper whisper dark thoughts in his ear. The advisor is the problem, not the king.
A problem that I am fortunate enough not to have.
The High King smiles weakly at his advisor.
Gandagar is a good dwarf and a good king, and I am certain he could also be a good High King if he was free of Bislipper's lies and false advice.
What kind of contest would you have us compete in? Gandagar
Trial
is surely
by
superior to me
combat.
in many things.
Everyone in the council will write a task on a piece of paper, and from them, the contest will be drawn.
And this only once you have made a speech and have won over as many as possible in the council to your side. The more sympathetic the council is towards you, the higher the chances of a contest that fits your abilities.
Speech? You're beginning to like this whole thing less and less.
But you can speak.
Is this really the best for our people? If you cannot dissuade
Smart
Gandagar from
scholar.
carrying out his plans, it could end in a fraternal war.
Don't worry. We'll open up his eyes and he will recognize the malice of his feigned friend. We just need time, and you must gain it for us.
I will.
All right,
Sure,
then.
I'm in.
I'm ready to do it. But I will need all of your support.
You can be certain of it, Tungdil.
Belendalin smiles at you encouragingly.
You say Andakai may have found a way to defeat Nodon.
That sounds good.
And she suspects that the Magus is possessed by a demon from the Outer Lands.
That doesn't
It
sound
may
so
be
good.
possible to kill this demon with an axe called Keenfire.
That sounds good again.
I have commissioned armor that is worthy of a prince. It will
sounds
be
good.
delivered to your chamber by sunrise.
Thank you. I'm
You
a
say
prince.
goodbye with a queasy feeling in your stomach. You always thought that you were articulate, but the prospect of having to make a speech in front of the large council doesn't exactly fill you with elation.
Why not? You can do it. Throne. Vraka's statue.
Vrakas, who made the dwarves of stone, has himself been hewn from stone by these self-same dwarves. A masterly piece of work, like one of which only the masons of the secondlings can still accomplish today. Even for a dwarf, High King Gundraber is very old. His long white beard suggests 500 or more cycles.
500,
he seems weak, but when you talk to him, you feel an aura of grandeur.
That's how a king should be.
The High King's advisor has the build of a warrior. His eyes are like those of a bird of prey, and you can see a keen intellect behind them.
That's how an advisor should. This is a good combination here.
The coal fire is lit when the kingdoms meet for council. It has lain dormant much too long, until it was finally lit again a few days ago.
Ah, so this is special that they meet. Okay, I didn't know. So let's not go through this thing where everything lags, please. We will. So it will lag now. Sorry.
Ah, Tungdil, what is it?
Yeah, it lags.
The High King and his advisor don't know where I come from either. But they only want to use...
Whatever happens, we...
You're not sure whether the moral support...
I think I'll continue.
Don't get lost.
Don't get lost. I won't get lost. Let's sleep. Let's sleep. Let's take a good round of sleep. I think only if I look into the abyss there, it lags. Because of probably volumetric. Volumetric details that are there. I go to bed. I can do that.
You are looking forward to the first proper bed for weeks.
And food. Have some food first.
You undress and lie down. Before you know it, your eyes close and you fall asleep.
Looks like a comfy bed. Just imagine
when your new armor is brought to you the next morning, you can hardly believe your eyes. However, as a smith, you can't stand the fact that you haven't contributed anything to it, and decide to add some inlays.
With what? With a spoon?
Even one who wears the armor of a prince can still be a farrier underneath it, don't you think, Tungdil Goldhand?
I think so, yes.
Just like a snake in elegant clothing is still a snake.
I won't befriend him.
Ignoring your question, Bisleypur eyes you very exactly before he speaks.
So, you want to be one of our kingdom? A
I already
foundling
am.
brought up by a wizard? One wouldn't think it possible. And I don't think it possible either. There is no proof of your origin, and Gandagar's the council
And there's
on
no
his
proof
side.
of your letter.
Why don't you spare yourself the
That the elves
disgrace
killed
and
your
just
parents,
not turn
or
up
the
in
parents
front
of
of
your
the
lord?
council? Put your scheme to bed, and we will take you into our kingdom. We will give you everything you need your whole life long. In exchange, you support Gandagar instead of challenging him.
Nope, not going to happen. Proof.
Oh, you mean like your letter that has been found after 1,000 cycles and makes the elves responsible for the fall of the fifthlings?
It is no secret that the elves are deceitful. And what could possibly be more suited to get one over on us than letting the perished land in and presenting us as the scapegoat?
The elves have been displaced by the perished land and are now almost eradicated.
And you're putting them as the
I said they are
scapegoat.
deceitful, not wise.
And what if I don't withdraw my
No, you
candidacy?
don't. You threaten me.
You wish to stand against your own king? A stray dwarf offending a deserving leader such as Gandagar through his claim?
Yeah.
No one in the Brown Range will like that. Prepare
Don't care.
yourself for life as an outsider among the Fourthlings.
That's fine. Been one all my life.
Children of the Smith cannot be silenced.
You are a dwarf, I confess, but no Fourthling can remember a dwarf child ever going missing.
And you know thousands of the Fourthlings personally, and know exactly where they live in the mountains, what they're planning, or what small tragedies take place in their lives.
You have a sense that all the long evenings in the library and debating with Lot Yonan weren't for nothing, as Bislipper struggles for a reply, then lets it go. You have had enough of this dwarf. He makes you feel uneasy, or worse still.
Get out!
A humanized bastard will not issue me orders.
I will. It's my room.
Know your place, false dwarf.
Is that how I got the gold hand? I thought it's way more than just that. That's just it. I thought his whole hand was golden. But fine.
Some of the gold has left a coin-sized mark on the back of your hand. It hurts, but you like the idea that a bit of the metal you love is now part of you. The armor has been made by a master. Over the chainmail is steel plate, alloyed with gold in many places, which certainly appeals to you.
No food.
There are also several decorative elements made of stone to honor its origin in the kingdom of the best stonemasons. You had just finished setting the last inlay, the seal of Lot Yonan, who brought you up and is gone, when Bislipper interrupted you.
Not only is it worthy of a king and fits me like a glove, but it should also offer me additional protection in battle.
Yes! Finally. And oh, that looks neat. It's a shoulder plate. I thought it was a helmet. Ooh, new armor, new armor, new armor, new armor. Yeah. And now it's going to lag again.
That is why I, too, lodge a claim to the throne and why I think I am the more capable heir.
Thank you for your speech, TUNGDIL Bolthand. The council may now ask questions.
I don't care. Let's go first.
Nothing you say will convince anyone here. You didn't grow up amongst us, and no one knows if you really are a Fourthling. I do not believe there has ever been a more unworthy heir to the throne of the High King. You are just wasting our time.
Shouldn't the deeds count more than his ancestry? Yeah, but not especially if you were a leader, actually.
It's true. I have nothing to present to you regarding my lineage that would eliminate all doubt. But is that really important? Shouldn't my deeds count for more than my lineage? Let me prove what I can achieve.
As long as he's capable.
Well, when you put it that way.
Lineage is important.
Yeah.
And if you aren't capable of anything?
Well, I'll have to prove myself.
Yes, the dwarf from the Secondling Kingdom over there.
You say that a war against the elves would be madness. But how can such a young dwarf as you judge that? You've hardly seen anything of the world, has he?
True. We would lose a war. No, we wouldn't. We would win.
It is true. There is much that I only know from books. But it is written that it is our duty to defend and protect Girdlegard, and that includes the elves. And don't the elves have the same enemy as we do? They could stand by us in battle. Why should we play into the hands of the enemy by attacking them, rather than working against the enemy together?
Yeah. That is true.
He's right.
Words of a clever warrior.
Yeah, I see.
But the pointy is hate us, and we hate them too.
Yeah, that's
what is it they say again? My enemy's enemy is my friend.
There we go.
Yes? Your question?
4 or 5 convinced, I think.
Just so I get this right, you want to forge a weapon that is described in a book of fairy tales from the perished land.
Yes, that's
to kill a demon that none of us has ever seen.
I did.
I have most definitely seen it. Goimgar, yellow belly, shimmerbeard.
What? Dwarves must act. That makes sense. And now they don't like mega. No, they don't like magic and all. Problems won't solve themselves. The dwarves
We have
must
seen
act.
the perished land with our own eyes, and its master Nodon could not be killed. Many have died for the books in which it is written how Keenfire can be made.
That's true.
And the Magus did all he could to get his hands on the 2 halves made of Sigurd Daisy wood. Those are the facts, whether you like them or not. These problems won't solve themselves, so I ask you, is it the Dwarven way to step aside and do nothing, or is it our way to act?
To act!
We don't hide away. If the humans won't stop the perished land, then we will.
Got him all.
We shouldn't get drawn in.
Let's show the Magus the strength of the dwarves.
Yeah, see? Almost got
I
him.
have heard enough. The council has heard the words of both candidates and must now make its decision.
The other one didn't even say anything.
Those of you who wish to see Tungdil Golhand, the returning son from the Fourthling Kingdom, as my successor, raise your axe.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's way more than... Ooh, that's
and those who wish to see Gandagar Silverbeard from the Silverbeards, the king of the Fourthlings, as my successor.
Oh, I won't set up. No, not me. Those are the same people.
Gandagar has received more votes.
Those are the same people.
Very good.
Excellent. Here's to Gandagar.
No.
Long
Did I mess
live
up?
our new High King!
However, the result was not unanimous, and as acting High King, I avail myself of my right to demand a contest between the aspirants.
What is this?
But he won the ballot.
It's the rules. The High King has the right to do so.
Yep.
Respect. He is still the High King.
Silence!
You have heard the High King's command. Write down your challenge for the aspirants.
I like him with his hammer. Boom. We can do it. I can prove myself worthy.
Are you ready?
I got a third of the votes.
The one that masters this task first will become the High King. It is an expedition. The trial is to lead a group to forge the axe Keenfire in the Grey Range, which can then be used to fight against the Magus Nodon.
That's a clever trick. And I am the only one that has
An expedition into the
serious
perished land?
Ha ha! Brilliant!
You can't be serious.
That's what I call a worthy challenge, don't you think?
I call it luck, Scholar. Of all the challenges, Bislapur draws this one.
Yes. Luck.
You cheated. But that's fine. Sometimes cheating is the best way. Oh no, it's going to lag again.
Why me, of all people?
You are one of my best gem cutters, and I promise to support him. It should be a fair contest. Or should I break my word just because of you?
Oh, he's actually...
You will go, Goimgar Shimmerbeard. Do not put us to shame. Follow Tungdil's instructions. Go, and come back in good health.
And with that, our group is complete.
Who have you chosen as Mason?
Ooh. I want that hammer.
Good day, gentlemen.
Bavragar? The old drunkard?
Old drunkard? He assured me he's the best stonemason here. The High King himself sent him.
Well, I said I was precisely the stonemason you need. I didn't exactly say I was sent by the High King.
You let yourself be tricked by a drunkard.
I don't want him with us.
Rest assured, Boindil, I too could imagine better company. But Tungdil gave me his word.
Yes, I gave you my word. And as long as you are capable of doing the stonework needed for Keenfire, you are welcome. Girdleguard is at stake here.
I wish you no ill fortune, Tungdil, but also no good fortune. The throne belongs to me, and through my victory, Vracus will show the clans.
What? Why? Where's your arm? Who are you?
The task is clear to the contenders.
Ah, okay.
The first to forge keen fire and bring it back here has proven his abilities and will be our new High King to lead us in battle against Nod On.
It will take months to complete the task.
Yeah, it's a pretty
The journey to the
task.
Fiflings alone is a long and dangerous business.
Dangerous, yes, but not necessarily long. Do you know the old tunnel system that connects the Dwarven kingdoms?
Tunnels are all well and good, but why should we get there so much quicker under the ground than over it?
A knowing smile plays on the mouth of the advisor.
Cars.
Well,
Mine cars. Finally out of this area where it lags. I don't know why. See, mine cards. Yay. Is that the drunkard? No, the drunkard is the one with the island.
Pretty impressive what our forefathers achieved here, isn't it?
The kingdoms all work together. If we do the same,
That looks like fun.
nothing is impossible.
Here, here.
I still don't understand
why
why
do you
you
want-
tricked me and why you were so set on coming with us.
I have been the master of stone for more than 200 sun cycles. My work is admired all over Girdlegard. There has never been a better secondling mason than me. But today, I don't want to be remembered as a drunkard with the chisel trembling in my hand, but as Bavragor Amethyst, undefeated master of stone who brought keen fire to life. One last masterpiece.
I can understand that.
I hope you understand me asking, but there seems to be bad blood between you and
It's
Boindil.
pretty fast, and the
There's
card
nothing
does
that will
really
endanger our
seem to be
mission.
stuck to the
We've
track.
just always hated each other.
Let's just look.
There's more behind it than commonplace hatred.
Bavragor doesn't react. His gaze is directed towards events that took place a long time ago.
You really should rein in your drinking. We need you in good shape.
There are some who say I'm only the master of beer and not the master of stone anymore.
Maybe you
But
should
don't
convince
worry.
them of
I
the
haven't
opposite.
forgotten. I can't forget, no matter how much I drink. I wonder why we haven't seen any sign of Gandagar recently. Perhaps they took a wrong turn somewhere.
Or we do.
I'm sure we'll reach the Fifling Kingdom before them.
Oh, they'll attack us. 0 XP earned. Great. Oh, 300. I need some food.
We're not on the way to the Fiflings. We are on the way to the Firstlings. We're probably already under the land of the Custodian.
The
Uh-oh.
Firstlings? Why?
The Firstlings have been the best smiths in Girdlegard since the Fiflings were wiped out. Only they can alloy Teonium and Palladium, which are actually mutually repellent. Anyway, we could use all the help we can get in the battle against Nodon, and...
How does the dwarf kill us? Oh, that didn't look good. And how do you know the way, Tungdil? Ooh, my card is gone.
Damn. Goimgar.
What? Someone die? You all look good.
It burns! We won't get further this way, Scholar. What now?
It's all your fault, you imposter. I was nearly killed, and for what?
It is good that you are still alive. We need you for our mission.
So you can steal a throne that doesn't belong to you?
Hatred
Hey.
glints in the gem cutter's eyes, and for a moment, you think he's going to attack you with the courage of desperation.
Punish Goimgar with disregard. Should control your poison tongue, mother. No, this is about saving Girdlegard.
I'm not interested in the title of High King. I am trying to save Girdlegard.
Yeah.
Even if you don't believe anything else, you must believe this.
Yep.
I don't have to believe anything. I am here against my will. My own thoughts are my only remaining right.
Enough!
Well, I keep them for you.
Gather up all the materials we can still save. If we manage to reach the firstlings, we can get anything we're missing there. And it should be less than 200 miles to their stronghold.
100 miles. That's quite a lot.
After you have gathered together the materials,
Heck am I?
you begin to
we're
search for a
outside,
way
okay.
out. And after a sweaty climb, you reach a door adorned with runes. From here, you enter a large cave with a waterfall covering a sun-drenched opening. You walk through the waterfall one after another, and after the unintentional shower, you find yourselves in Wacken, near the enchanted realm of Oromira. You find yourselves on a plateau, and the river which falls as a waterfall here hides the entrance to the underground rail network. It then flows past a forest, behind which you can see a wall and tiled roofs. You check the map.
That must be Mithridatia. We'll go through the forest to the city and see if we can refresh our supplies and buy some ponies.
Buy some ponies? I like you got some good ponies. Why are you higher on the level? Gormgar? Barrel got 6, okay, fine. I don't care. Anything good here?
Boindil strikes up song during your hike. A short while later, Bavrigor joins in. But rather than actually singing along, he tries to outdo Boindil with his own songs. When he finally strikes up a love song, Boindil becomes absolutely livid. You take the stonemason to one side and ask him if he's doing it on purpose.
No, probably not.
Of course I'm doing it on purpose. I'm gonna make him suffer the whole journey.
Can't go on like this. We can't fight amongst ourselves and save Girdlegard.
You take a short break before you dare breach the roots of the problem.
It's to do with a woman, right?
Not in the way you might think. Smeralda was my sister.
Heroes.
A young thing of only 40 cycles.
Bavrigor takes a large swig of his liquor before he continues.
She was almost as belligerent as Boindil, and she got it into her blockhead to stand by him in battle. A bad decision.
You can see the pain he is suffering in his
because
eyes.
he goes like this.
You place a hand on his shoulder
Which is
and put
pretty
him
bad
under
if you've
no
got axes
pressure
in
to
your hands.
carry on. The constant bickering between Boindil and Bavrigor distracts you. Goimgar hears the clanking of armor first.
Something's coming!
Before you know it, the orcs are charging towards you over a hillside.
Orcs I can take. Can I fight with 5 this time, or is it orcs 4? It's always 4. Yeah, this is good. I don't like that one. Okay, glass games. What's under a shield? Passive, nobody likes Gormgar. He automatically attracts enemies. Even the enemies, maybe could have written it a little nicer. Like that he wears armor so pretty or so. Something like that, but I'll take those. Can't save. Can't save. Can I save now? Can't save? Why can't I save?
Huh?
Like all quests are always just bring the heroes there and bring them there. What's this?
Look for you. Yes.
What did I press?
What's up?
Something wrong. What was that? Cleave. This way. Cleave this way.
What is it?
You're already rampaging. Fine.
What is it? Yeah. Yes.
Huh? And again. He hardly put up a fight.
Kill. Who's that? What is it?
He hardly put up a fight. And again.
Can someone please
Understood.
go up there? No. Okay.
End it. Huh?
Can we run through them? Is it?
And what now?
So it seems like I'm winning. This seems like I'm doing the exact opposite.
What is it, creature?
That's good. That's good. Oh, you can't jump up there. Oh, you can. Is that possible? Is that,
Yes.
Does that make any sense?
On my way.
You killed everything up here. That's good.
Another one bites the dust.
Looking for
again.
enemies?
That's good. You can run away for a second.
Who's next? Why not? Of course.
You.
Pavrakas!
You're okay, right? Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah! Attack! Don't take it personally.
What is it?
Disgusting. Prepare yourself. Vile creature.
I need help over here! Quickly!
What is it? Too much for you, was I?
Yes?
And you. Good. You don't help.
At
You
once.
get that one.
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Ain't too many over here.
No, you're okay. You still got.
Take it personally.
Didn't hit you very hard.
Yes, yes.
What kind of gigantic thing is that? I just realized.
Another one bites the dust. With
Okay.
pleasure.
Huh? Understood.
I have
On my way.
Bonda. Give me a hand.
You can heal yourself, I think.
Oink, oink, little piggies.
Kill!
Yeah, why not?
Go away.
Let's go.
I didn't hit you very
My
hard.
hammer.
And again!
A bit too much for you, was I?
Huh? Too easy.
Oink, little piggies.
Boink, boink, heal me.
A bit too much for you, was
Understood.
I?
Got them all.
Attack!
Yes. On my way.
I didn't think I would be winning, but that seems like
Alright.
I'm winning.
Vile creature!
What is it?
This heal skill is
Oink, oink,
OP.
little piggies.
At once.
You still say OP nowadays?
Bites the
I
dust.
think
Take
so.
it personally.
And again!
And what now? Personally.
Who's next? Too easy.
Boindle is too strong.
Last long. What's up?
Don't need anyone else. Don't fall down, please. Can we gather up? Confronting.
Understood.
He hardly put up a fight.
On my way.
What is it?
Fine then.
Say goodbye forever.
Didn't think I would
What is
win.
it? I didn't hit you very hard.
Not at all.
Yes, yes.
What's up?
The only one. Ah,
Bit
wait,
too
wait.
many over here. Yeah, why not?
At once.
Yeah. And what now?
Ah,
What is it?
Done.
why are there so many? I'll just wait a second until I'm healed up. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Can I save now? No, I can't.
What's up?
Can you please heal faster,
Yeah.
friend? Ah, that should do. Is that already the exit? Or is that a boss fight thing here?
For you.
There mustn't be any enemies. Okay.
Forever.
Whatever.
He hardly put up a fight.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Come here, you.
Let's see.
Yes?
A bit too much for you, was
Too
it?
Bum,
easy.
bum, 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 bum. That was easy, yeah. Well, that one moment, one was almost dying, but
Ah, that was refreshing. Yeah. Hey, here comes some more. 3, 4, 5, 5 or 6.
5 or 6? Oh, phew. He means 5 or 600.
uh-oh.
Goimgar turns white as a sheet.
That's too many. To the city. Come on.
500 or 600, that's maybe really a bit too much. Oh, very valuable. Oh. Can I save now, please? I can save, I'm so happy. My PC hasn't crashed in an hour. I'm so
You flee
happy.
towards Mifidania, with Goimgar out ahead. The orcs at his back seem to have mobilized unimagined powers in him, and he reaches the gate first, hammering manically against it. He says something and scurries through a small gateway that has been opened to him. Moments later, you also reach the gate.
Get in, quickly!
You push your way through the gate as the first orc arrows slam into the wood next to you.
Ooh, that was close. Oh, I'm actually fighting? Thought I would be safe now.
The other dwarf said we should bolt the gate behind him, but we could use all the help we can get when the orcs come.
That treacherous sissy, where is
armor. I'm so pretty.
Boendal and I will look for him. Boindil and Bavragor, help the city guards in any way you can.
You were certain the two of them wouldn't be much help in the search for Goingar.
No, I don't want to be helped in the search for Goingar. We need him.
Wacken is well known for its love of the written word. Some of the scripts on offer are known to you from Lot Yonan's library. Wacken has many huge lakes, and is rich in a variety of fish and seafood.
A lot of fish.
As the mountains of the Dwarves are far away from these large lakes, most of the fish are not part of their normal diet.
Hey, Boendal, shouldn't you be searching? This city's big.
You see some good horses and ponies in the stables.
Ponies,
you decide to find out about prices as soon as you have found Goingar.
I want ponies.
You only know of obelisks from books, and you didn't expect to see one here. The inscription seems to you to be of southern origin.
Okay. Why would I care about obelisks? Okay. What is that? Look at the city.
After having seen the kingdom of the Secondlings, even this impressive human city is somehow rather disappointing. The only thing that attracts your attention are the oil lamps that line the street. Only a trading city could afford something like that.
Alright, they've got lights set up. Must be something. Trader, give me stuff, give me stuff.
I am glad that the children of Vracus are here. What can I do for you, sir?
Sell things.
The man tries to give off an air of normality, but he occasionally glances nervously over to the city wall.
Yeah, of course. They're under siege. Show me what you have. 209. Gimme. And here we go. I've got food. Do I? Did I? Did I buy? I didn't buy. Ah, I got it. Okay, that didn't work last time. Damage of auto takes by 75%. So this is all the stuff I have, not just better. Yes, it is. 15% on a successful. Special attacks by 40%. This is the one that Boendal actually has. This one I want. This one I want, and I'm going to give it to Boendal. So, we've got that going on. That's fine. I don't need to sell or whatever.
This is the biggest human city I've ever seen. After Parista.
So big. There's
you
like
haven't chosen a very good time to take a look at Mifadania, sir. And I don't just mean because of the orcs outside our gates. The winter is only just now retreating into the mountains. In a couple of weeks, it will be spring, and the city will burst.
Yeah, if it's not overrun by orcs.
The man glances at the city wall once again.
At least, I hope it will.
Maybe it won't. Who cares?
Have you heard any news from other lands?
Nodon is rampaging through the land with his orcs and the Alpha. The Magi are all dead, and no one has heard any more of the host that moved against Parista. These are dark times, but I think it's important that we don't despair. We must trust in the gods. We have to.
Not just in the
gods, but you would have liked to have told the trader that, as well as trusting in the gods, he should also wish you and your companions luck. But that would have just led to more questions.
Farewell.
Farewell and good luck. So that was nice. I thought he would be more of a nuisance.
Fabulous Redario.
Cometh, dear spectators, cometh and see. Let the Theatre Curiosum, with its star actor, the fabulous Rodario, the mysterious Nomora, and the genius Magister Technicus Fergus, carry you off to another world. Now see and hear, dear spectators, the truth about Nudin the Knowledge Lusty, who disposed of the other Magi in a most horrifying way and plunged Girdlegard into disaster.
That's true. Everyone knows that. Please go away.
Girdlegard, it will be mine.
That's pretty close to the real deal.
Not Yon?
Not bad. Not bad. I have no idea what the goal of this game is. Right now it's just storytelling. But I gotta protect the country from an orc, elf, demon attack thingy. And I'm on my way to become the High King of the Dwarves. I'm going to kill you. You made a big mistake.
When you murdered Frala and the others...
To your horror, you realize that you can no longer talk. You feel a lump in your throat, and your eyes begin to burn, as images of the vaults and Cintharas appear in front of you.
I see that my first strike really hit you, groundling.
Yeah.
Oh, how they screamed. If only you had been there to help them.
Going to kill you.
Before you know it, you are overcome with hatred for those who destroyed your home and killed your loved ones.
By Fracas, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, this I can say, yeah.
And I will take great pleasure in your attempt. Who shall I pick out next, Who amongst your traveling companions means the most?
Well, the one that no one likes. The one with the gems.
You don't want to take part in the Alf's game, and keep your lips tightly sealed while you consider your means of escape.
You can't escape unless your friends come to help you.
This way! Was that an elf?
If we're quick, we'll get that long ear yet.
No, you won't.
Alarm! The orcs are attacking! Come, we must defend the walls.
Oh, I'm pretty happy that I've been to the trade, to the merchant first. Ah, you're a piece of trash, so that's fine. You, no, what did I do? This, no. You can have this one. Ah, special attacks by 40%, perfect. Just what I want with him. Just what I want. Do I have? Is everyone fighting with me? Destroy all ladders. Orcs slip past your defense. No. No one's going to slip past my defense.
What is it?
Wendell, you run. Oh, you are all idiots.
Oh, what bad luck for you! Prepare yourself! And what now?
You're the only one that's going to be useful. So, do that. Cute.
Yes?
You go there. You go.
Taste my hammer! Yes? I didn't hit you very hard! Say goodbye forever!
Thank you. What's going on here? This is way too many. Please do that. Thank you.
Yes? What is it?
Yes?
No, you. Can we just destroy the other first?
Fracas! He won't last long. Disgusting.
Got it. Do I win?
Prepare
that
yourself, huh? Vile creature.
Nope. Do I win? Do I lose? Was that it?
Very good. We're able to stop them.
You wish it
oh
weren't
no,
so.
they've got an ogre.
But it is clear to you now
Someone
that
has
the
to say
city
it.
can no longer be saved.
To the side gate. It's our only chance.
Huh?
Something like 500.
Put up a fight.
Yeah. What did I press?
Yes?
Where? What? There? Why do I have to? Who's it?
On my way.
Fine.
Huh?
Is it all 4 of you? I hope I've got them all. I don't know.
Yes? What is it?
Go.
I didn't hit you very hard. Huh? Huh? On my way.
Can you just kick it? Don't fall down. Don't fall down. No, thank you. Get charged, please.
All right. What is it? As good as bad. Bad luck for you.
Ah, come on. Just get in there.
Huh? On my way.
Oh, run.
Kill. All right. What is it? On my way. Yes, yes.
No, go in there.
What's up?
I've got you all. Thank you. Gosh dang it.
It's locked.
We
have to open it somehow.
Perhaps we can be of service, gentlemen.
Step aside.
Are you thieves?
Certainly not. We are artists. People with extraordinary talents. Say, friends, as you clearly mean to leave Mithridania too, would you have anything against us joining you?
I like the orc that is sliding down the stairs.
The fabulous Redario.
Oh, an admirer of my skills? Who would have thought it? I am indeed the one and only fabulous Redario. This worthy gentleman here is Fergus, the best Magister Technicus since human thought. And last but not least, the enchanting Namora, whose beauty makes the mayor's roses wither in envy. Perhaps we should discuss the rest when we are out of this mess.
We have a long and dangerous journey ahead of us. I don't think you really want to join us.
An epic and dangerous journey?
Sounds
like an adventure. And anyway, I have already seen that you know how to handle those weapons of yours. In these dangerous times,
that's what you want.
Travel group offers the best protection, don't you think?
I don't know.
The orcs are still surging through the gate and over the wall. You decide that this isn't the right time for discussions.
All right then, let's go.
Let's get out of here. We'll be safe with the firstlings.
The firstlings. The splendor of their halls is said to be unrivaled, and I have heard they have fascinating contraptions
the orc is still
that are almost
sliding down the stairs.
It's open, let's go.
Oh, what happened there? Why did you jump up there all of a sudden? I love it when games glitch. Why is my group so big? Oh no, this will cost me so much food. I hate you. Can you please leave? And you? I hate you too. You can leave as well. And you too. Hey, Buendal. Nice. Do I have to equip or something? Ooh, that's a lot of Mooney. Where do I have to go? Right, I can only go left. Orc army? Orc horde. I want to do that. Oh, that's far away. Ah, firstlings, right.
In the evening, after your escape from Mithridania, you recover from your exertions around a campfire. Goimgar withdraws to a solitary corner. Bavragor devotes himself to his alcohol. And the twins get their smelly dwarf cheese out. Namora and Fergus exchange hugs and kisses on the other side of the fire, while Redario sits next to you.
Ah, a journey with real dwarves to the stronghold of the firstlings.
Sounds like an adventure.
I can write that into my new piece.
I must congratulate you on your skills. Find it hard to believe that it's not achieved by magic.
Aha, thank you, but I assure you it has nothing to do with magic. Just alchemy and accomplished acting. We leave the sorcery to the magi.
That's pretty impressive.
Don't mention them. There's no love lost on Andakai and her working iron tower.
You've met Andokai the Tempestuous? That is unbelievable. How was she?
She ran away to the Outer Lands.
Yeah.
A damn disgrace.
Pretty much useless.
Andokai had her reasons to leave us. She had already fought against Nodon and was unsuccessful. Furthermore, we wouldn't be here without her, and she told us about Keenfire.
Andokai, the bringer of hope.
How do you tell
I like that.
strangers about
I'll have to
Keenfire?
use that in my new piece.
True to his words, Rodario takes out his notebook and writes something down.
He seems like an honest guy, actually.
We're far enough away from Methadania. Perhaps we should part ways tomorrow morning.
Rodario jumps up and begins to gesticulate ostentatiously.
I think you have underestimated us. Let me introduce myself and my colleagues once more. I am the fabulous...
Hi.
We don't have time to look after a pack of jesters.
Rodario seems offended for a moment, but then he grins, turns away from the group, and raises his right arm. A jet of flame shoots out of his sleeve.
Ooh.
The dwarves are startled and amazed by the brief spectacle.
And what do you say now,
That's not
critical
useful
Mr.
in
Dwarf?
fight. It is a small
You're a
distraction, but that's
magus.
it.
I don't particularly like them either.
It
At the
was a magic
curious,
trick.
magic is my area of responsibility.
Ooh.
There is a tube under his arm with a flint and a bag full of lycopodiella seeds. When he firmly presses the bag, the flint sprays sparks and the seeds shoot out. And there you have it. Magic fire.
Masterly work, Fergus.
The Magister Technicus shows his appreciation with a nod of his head.
If they all have tricks like this up their sleeves, well, they might not be such a burden after all, Tungdil.
That's not useful in combat.
How are you doing for provisions? We don't have enough.
We are happy to share what we have. It isn't very much, though. We had to leave most of it behind.
Yeah, because we all
Food
fled
is
the
sure
city.
to be a problem on our journey. Winter's only just beginning to leave Wacken, and people will be keeping a tight grip on the stocks they do
good
have
enough right
because
now.
of the orc attacks.
We have to be
want to
frugal
kill that
and
orc
organize
horde,
as
actually.
much food as we can. It wouldn't be much of a heroic story if we
Well, it would be a
starved
long
on
way
the way
around.
to the firstlings.
No, it would be.
Do you know anything about the firstlings? If I recall the map correctly, we need to cross the first large mountains in the Red Range and then pass through Snowdale
Yeah,
to
it's
East Ironhound
wherever this question
stronghold.
mark leads here.
No one has seen the firstlings for hundreds of cycles, but there are many stories about them. Their craftsmanship is much vaunted, and there used to be trade via a narrow path that led into the mountains. But I don't think there is a man living now who has ever walked that road.
Well, we
Our
will.
mission is to forge the legendary axe Keenfire and
Oh, now it's
destroy the
legendary.
traitor Nodon. If you wish to accompany
just
us
keep on
through
making
hunger,
stuff and calling it legendary.
coldness, and danger, then do so. It's your decision.
How could we not partake in such a story? Just think what a wonderful play we could make of it.
If we survive.
Yeah, if we
I was
survive, you
hoping
could make
to
a play
only
out of it.
surface once we
even
reach
if you
the
don't
Red
jump.
Range. Instead, we have a long journey and a dangerous climb ahead of us.
There may be another way apart from the old trading route. A few years ago, an old man from the north told me of a place called Wacken Stein. Apparently,
Stein.
there is an
I love
old
it.
path there, older than the Dwarven tunnels
Ah, this way here.
themselves.
Legends
the orc-
and
that's the
stories.
tunnel
There's
and this
too
is-
much uncertainty. Let's just see what the next few days bring.
I want to go through Wacken Stein. Yeah, I'll definitely. That's an orc camp. No, I want to go through Wacken Stein. Torbrook. Tavern. Jetty. What's the best way? I'm heading the direct way, I would say. Going this, then through the question mark. There, yeah. I don't have enough provisions for a long journey. I do, but I don't want to waste it. Because I'm greedy. Should probably stop them. I should have gone there. Don't want anymore.
You are walking past an inconspicuous copse as Namora suddenly stops on the spot.
Wait. We are not alone. Someone is watching us.
Someone is watching
a trap?
us. A trap? Not a trap. Someone's watching us. That's it.
Die, scum!
What are you doing? Why are you attacking us? We're dwarves too. We're on the same side.
I see honest dwarves here, but they are accompanied by scum. I will free you of it.
Oh,
No,
really?
Please don't.
And what are you going to do on your own against 8?
She's not alone with
Come
it.
here.
What?
What?
Brother!
Not him. He's my strongest one.
What are you doing?
Oh, you can't do that.
Boindil,
That's unfair.
Boindil, what's wrong? Come to your senses.
It's no
Oh, that's
use.
stupid.
They belong to me. Now die, scum.
Okay, then. Can I have him back? I want him. Those are my best ones. Why did you do that? I hate you. Ooh. Whatever that is. I'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
I only have to defeat her. Overpower the mysterious female dwarf. Yeah.
Yes?
What is it?
I only need to defeat her, so let's get her.
Yes?
What can you do? To the knee, focus fires an arrow into the enemy's knee, then... Ooh, oh, that's nice. Damage over time, I'll take.
Yeah?
That's good. Shift step. Ooh. That's nice.
Yeah? Of course! Let's go!
Can we get her? Just get her.
Prepare yourself!
I need her. Her.
Uh-huh.
TUNGDIL, you can do it. You can just do that.
Yes! So,
Even I am not that quick.
I
That should
can't
do it,
hold
right?
back.
Yeah,
take
that
it
did it.
personally.
Can't do anything anymore. Hey, could you please stop doing that? He's still like... Just going crazy. Idiot.
No sooner does the unknown dwarf fall unconscious to the floor than her control over your comrades disappears. You fetter and gag her until you know more about her sinister powers.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
I hope I didn't hurt you, Scholar.
Nah.
It was as if in a dream, but at the same time, it wasn't. I heard her voice in my head, and although I knew better, I only saw orcs attacking me. You were the enemy.
Boindil goes over to the shackled dwarf and kicks her gently with his boot.
This is never a child of the smith, even if she looks like one. Those gifts. By fracas, there is something evil at work.
You kneel in front of the dwarf and press your axe against her throat.
My name is TUNGDIL. If I remove your gag, will you answer some questions?
The captive nods, and you pull the gag out of her mouth.
Geralda is my name. It would seem I underestimated you.
Oh, you did. Oh, these
Powers,
powers,
I've never heard of anything like it.
Neither have I. I haven't had them for long.
What?
When I try to remember, all I see is black mist, and I taste iron and mud, and there's an elf who...
That's interesting.
Did the Alpha give you these powers?
When I try to remember, it hurts. Like needles sticking into my head. I am Geralda Bloodstone. I was...
You said something about scum when you attacked us. Has Namora done anything to harm you?
Not her, but her kind.
None of us is an alpha,
She's a
so
human.
why?
She only acts at being an elf in theatre.
In the theatre?
For the first time, Geralda looks at Namora without a hateful expression.
She must die.
She must die.
Where have you come from and what brings you to Wacken?
I was on my way to the Free Folk. They are said to live in the middle of Girdlegard, without kingdoms or their laws.
The Free Folk? You mean dwarves?
Yes, dwarfs who have left their
Is she a dwarf or is
kingdoms,
she?
voluntarily or otherwise. Not everyone has a place in their kingdom.
You instinctively think of your own plight. You are not a secondling, and won't be welcome among the fourthlings since you placed obstacles in their king's path.
Don't believe this nonsense, Scholar.
The free folk are just a fairy tale that people tell themselves when they don't want to stick to the traditions. Just look what good it's done Geralda.
Geralda prepares to reply, but then she holds back.
Enough talk! She is dangerous, probably crazy. She attacked us, we should put an end to her.
That makes sense.
It's what you call amnesia, memory loss, a tool often used in stage productions. We don't know what happened to her, and maybe she doesn't either. We can't just kill her.
She is dangerous, though. Yeah. She's too dangerous. We'll let her go. We'll take her with us. I would say we let her go. She probably wants to attack. I don't have food. Let's take
She's too dangerous just to let go, so we'll take her with us. Remove the fetters.
You nip any objection in the bud and turn to Geralda.
I mean, we overpowered her.
I don't know what
once.
has happened to you,
So
but we are dwarves and we shouldn't fight against one another. We could do with your help.
The female dwarf seems just as surprised by your decision as your companions.
Thank you. I would be happy to accompany you. I am Geralda
See, now I've got a
Bloodstone,
fourthling with me.
of the Fourthling Kingdom.
Now they have to let me in.
I'm sorry that I attacked you. It was a misunderstanding.
You realize that your decision doesn't please everyone. Boindil and Namora seem particularly upset.
Yeah, of course.
But they hold back, and you continue on your way. A slightly gloomy mood hanging over the group.
Yeah, that's fine though. Oh, I've got one level 10. Ooh. Well, this group is getting too big. Ooh, what goodies can you have? Decapitates enemies with less than 50% health. Deals lots of damage to those with more than 50. This is neat. Revolves around himself while he moves. He deals damage to all enemies in his path. I don't want any of those because the abilities he has so far are pretty good. I mean, if there's a really strong enemy and he just decapitates it. Doesn't matter. I won't be using it anyway, probably. Oh, that looks nicer. Ooh. You! I don't care about you. Set on fire? Sounds so dangerous, as if I would hit myself. Enemies in a straight line are stunned. That sounds better. I like it. Even more. Deal 25% damage for a short amount of time. I like that. Twice the AP. I don't use that much with you anyway. Let's go this way.
When you enter the pretty little village with its richly ornate houses and its temple to Palandil at its center, you can see an angry mob some distance away. The villagers are hassling a young woman, insulting her and pushing her to the ground.
She probably deserved it.
You push your way through the crowd of people and stand in the way of the villagers.
What's going on here?
A man dressed in richly decorated vestments looks you up and down.
Palandil be with you, dwarf. It is none of your business, but this woman here is a thief. She and her henchmen have emptied the monastery's granary and were willing to abandon us to our fate.
That's a lie. We asked for help and these people turned us away. I came back to ask again.
Yeah, what proof do you have?
What evidence do you have against this woman?
We found the granary broken into. Almost a third of our grain and a significant amount of supplies have gone.
It was her.
And all this just one day after she and her people were snooping around here.
That's not proof.
That isn't proof. It could simply be coincidence. Anyway, why would a thief come back to the scene of a crime?
The priest eyes you in silence, while some of the villagers make it clear that dwarves should keep their noses out of their business.
Tell us what happened.
The villagers grumble, but the priest gives the woman a chance to defend herself.
My name is Tavia. I was forced to flee Tabayin with my family when the perished land began to spread. My husband, We had to leave him behind.
The horror in the woman's eyes gives you a good idea as to what became of her husband.
Well, a zombie.
No one accepted us in the north. There are too many refugees and everyone is scared. Queen Wei has offered land in Wayen to anyone who will work hard for it. But what should we grow if no one will sell us grain? We offered a fair price, but Father Malin...
She darts a scathing gaze at the priest.
He wanted double the amount.
Yeah,
the
well,
priest glances briefly at the angry villagers.
His stuff, he can
then he replies in a firm voice.
It was a hard winter. And with the increasing frequency of orc attacks, we must think of ourselves first and foremost. Even we cannot help everyone.
The bystanders mutter in agreement.
I don't want to investigate on it because that's just going to waste food. Do what you have to do. We can
The accusations are serious, so let's get to the bottom of the matter to be completely sure.
We have no doubt that she did it.
The priest looks at the villagers standing around him, the lust for blood written in their faces.
On the other hand, before we do something we can't undo.
Dissatisfied murmuring grows, which the priest debates with mollifying gestures.
Search for your evidence. You there, lock this woman up in the guardhouse in the meantime.
The woman is taken into a squat building made of rough blocks of stone. The crowd slowly disbands. The priest is lost in thoughts, standing in front of the temple, as if he couldn't decide whether to go in or not.
I was wondering, what was here first, the temple or the village?
Ah, a keen eye. The temple is indeed much too big for such a small village. It was built on the foundations of an old stronghold when salt was found nearby. The village has grown over the years in the shadow of the temple. Good people live here, honest and pious children of Pilandil.
He glances at the place where the woman was surrounded.
Why can't we just be left in peace?
Supposing Tavia really did steal the grain and supplies, but only to save her family, would you turn a blind eye?
It doesn't seem like it, no.
teaches generosity, but that too must have its boundaries. We cannot help everyone. At some point there won't be enough for us.
So, if you had sold the grain, the people of Seaton would have starved?
Maybe not. Not yet. But if we always give everything we have away...
If you start, then they will come back.
Always, and no one is saying everything.
The priest shrugs his shoulders apologetically.
I can understand.
He doesn't wish to spoil things with his flock.
Even if they would be overflowing.
You nod goodbye, and the priest returns the gesture. You enter the village's large storehouse. The ground floor of the two-story building is full of turnips, with large barrels and clay pots on the floor and on high shelves. Several villagers are carrying out stock-taking. They're being supervised by a weedy man who observes them with a grim expression and writes things on a wax tablet every now and then. Work is in full swing. The man with the wax tablet grumbles now and then in agreement when one of the peasants shouts out a number to him. It shouldn't take too much longer until they finish the inventory. There are sacks piled up on top of one another on the first floor. They are most likely filled with different kinds of grain and, judging by the omnipresent white dust, flour.
Can someone light a fire? No, that's going to burn everything. But it's just a question.
You walk towards the only area in the storeroom where you can see the floorboards. You hesitate as your boots slip on the floor, as if you're walking on mud.
TUNGDIL?
The Magister Technicus carefully observes the roof beams above the empty corner. He grabs at a beam and crumbles something between his fingers. You can't make out what it is, so you copy him and feel damp, rotten wood. It's very easy to pull away small pieces.
What are you doing here?
The man with the wax tablet is standing on the stairs. He sounds half angry, half shocked.
No one is allowed in here.
The rain has gotten here. The roof and the floor are damp.
Those savages! It wasn't enough that they steal from us. They had to damage the roof too. That was probably where they got in.
It's where?
The wood didn't start to rot yesterday, good man.
The steward's face turns bright red.
And you are the experts on such things, are you?
Assuming the roof here has been leaky for a long time, what would have happened to the grain in the sacks directly underneath?
Would have rotten.
Wouldn't it have turned rotten?
The man wets his lips. His gaze darts around the room.
The roof was fine. I'll have it repaired. And now, get out of here!
The steward angrily blocks off all further attempts at talking to him, and even when you threaten him with Father Malin, it doesn't have the desired effect. The father trusts in him, he says, and he's always been a devout follower. The heavy door of the storehouse closes behind you, and you hear a bolt sliding into place from the inside. You enter the guardhouse, and before the guards know, Boindeel and Boendal have caught them up in a friendly conversation. Shielded from the view of the guards, you exchange a few words with the suspect without being disturbed.
Where have you taken the grain and supplies?
I don't know anything about grain or supplies.
I believe you
Apart
know.
from the fact that we could do with both, I'm telling you, I am innocent.
Oh, because they
Why
needed
did you
to.
come back to the village?
I wanted to negotiate with Father Malin for the grain. What else could I do? No sooner had I arrived than they surrounded me and accused me of robbery.
Just using her as a scapegoat, that's pretty mean. Very impolite.
We won't let anyone do anything to you, but if we are going to help you, you will have to tell us the truth.
Well,
The woman looks you in the face, then her head sinks, and when she looks back up, she has tears in her eyes.
Please, I just want to go back to my family. I don't know what happened.
Tungdil.
You feel sympathy towards the woman. You raise your hand to silence Rodario and nod to the woman to continue talking.
We asked for grain and were full of hope when we saw the well-filled granary. But we hadn't reckoned on the malice of the people here.
A slow, ironic clap sounds from behind you. Confused, you turn around to face Rodario.
Bravo, my dear, with tears and everything. Tough luck that a master of the art of acting is present. None of what she said corresponds with the truth, Tungdil. She is lying and trying to deceive us. Not completely talentless for an amateur.
You expect the woman to deny everything, but when she overcomes her amazement, she spits in the actor's face.
And what if I am? I would do it all again. The people here have more than they need and my people are starving. Is that fair?
Spit it out. Where are the spoils and your people?
I'd rather die than tell you that.
The woman looks at you determinedly, and neither of you blink.
Why did you come back here after stealing the grain and supplies?
We didn't steal them. We paid for them. A reasonable price, just not to Father Malin.
You had help?
He promised us 3 dozen sacks of grain. When we opened the sacks in our hideout, we realised that most of the grain was rotten. He thought he'd get away with it.
The woman looks around wearily.
That's pretty smart.
And by the looks of things, he has.
Morris the steward offered you the grain, didn't he?
What does that matter? I've no proof it was him. And even if I did, if I admit that we have the stuff, I'll be hanging from a tree by this evening and my children will starve. I beg you, let me go.
That's how
bought
mafia
the
works.
grain and the supplies. Perhaps he wasn't allowed to sell it to us. But we paid. And with a little seed we can sow, at least some of us have a chance of surviving the year.
How can I trust you? You lied.
Who wouldn't do everything to offer their children a future? Lying is the very least.
Oh, it's stupid. No, I'm letting you go. No. Yeah.
You've stolen, no matter how you put it.
Yeah.
But perhaps Father Malin will show clemency if you return the grain.
Yeah.
Clemency for me and a death sentence for my family. Never.
Well, that's your decision.
Disenchanted by the course the discussion has taken, you shake your head and leave the guardhouse. The priest is lost in thoughts, standing in front of the temple, as if he couldn't...
The roof of the granary is leaky. We saw some rotten wooden planks.
Again? Morris only had the roof repaired last summer.
Did he? If he didn't, some of the grain would have got damp and rotten.
Out of the question. Morris would have reported that. He checks the grain once a month, and there were no complaints.
The priest has absolutely no doubt in what he is saying.
Stolen
often
things.
a sign that someone hasn't thought things over. You nod goodbye, and the priest returns the gesture.
That's it? Do I have to find the friends or what?
The priest is lost in... You nod...
What? What? That's it? What? Okay, fine. That was a waste of time. I'll probably find her people along the way.
You spend the night protected from the wind in a ruin, and are sitting around a campfire as the topic of your new companion's performance on the stage comes up.
Sleight of hand, speed, alchemy, and makeup can have an incredible effect. Namora transformed herself into an elf using the latter.
I also noticed your weapons, Namora. I've never seen such swords before.
Pretty neat.
Their names are Crescent and Sunbeam. I designed them myself. It took a long time until I found a smith who was able to make them.
She looks like a pointy ear too. Nature hasn't been kind to her.
For this absent-minded remark, Boindil receives evil looks from Namora and grins from the men.
Perhaps I really am an elf, and will bring you a nightmare in your sleep tonight. Don't be surprised if you wake up screaming.
For a moment, it seems as though she has merged with the darkness, but when you blink, everything is back to normal.
By the gods! Isn't she magnificent in her role?
There is no denying what Rodario says.
Trust her. Oh, not really.
The group isn't overly friendly towards Geralda, and this evening she's sitting once again apart from the others. You ask yourself what you can do to break the ice when you see that she has a phial in her hand. The phial is wrapped around with silver wire and has a snap lock. The liquid in it is black. Geralda opens the lid and takes a big swig. As she puts down the bottle, a smile flits across her face, followed by a short expression of deep satisfaction.
A drug?
It is the first time that you have seen a positive emotion on the face of the somber dwarf.
Is that medicine?
No, it's... I don't know either. If I don't drink it, I have a longing for it. It gets stronger and stronger until I can't stand it anymore. When I drink it, the longing disappears, and I feel rested and strong.
And when the phial's empty?
I don't know. I don't know where I got the drink from, let alone what it is. But if I don't drink it, Frackers, give me strength. I think I would go crazy or die.
Well,
Geralda
then maybe
plays
you
with the
shouldn't be
phial,
with us.
lost in her thoughts, as if she were trying to remember where she saw it for the first time.
Maybe you're going crazy and I don't like that.
A two-story tavern sits on the corner of a crossroads. The snow around the building has been cleared away, and a warm light is coming from inside. The sign above the door reads, Minstrel Castle.
Minstrel Castle? That sounds promising.
Promising.
The old building has nothing in common with a castle. It seems rather nondescript. A simple tavern for simple people.
Finally! Time for ale! My throat is completely parched.
As much as I hate agreeing with you, I too can hardly wait.
You enter the tavern with Bavragor and Boindil in front. On first impression, the interior is as inconspicuous as the outside. But when you take a closer look, you spot a couple of paintings of minstrels in front of a castle, a small stage that, judging by the dust, is only very rarely used, and a lute hanging on the wall behind the bar.
I've got a group of artists.
There are not very many guests on the ground floor, perhaps a dozen, and most of them belong to a group of mercenaries who have retreated into the far corner. You sit at a table, and after a while you are brought the ale that Boindil has ordered. You go to the bar where the landlady is working and sit on a stool. The landlady, a stout, middle-aged woman with long hair tied in a ponytail, looks up briefly but says nothing.
Say, why is the tavern called Minstrel Castle? It doesn't look much like a castle.
It's just a name.
You don't know the legend, dwarf.
One of the guests next to you at the bar
okay.
takes up your question.
There was a castle here once. No one knows its name anymore, so everyone just calls it Minstrel Castle. Once upon a time, a king lived in that castle. He had many subjects and an enchanting queen. But one day a young minstrel came along and sang of wonderful far-off lands, and the subjects began to complain about their own lives. So the king sent for the singer to hear for himself. He came and sang a wonderful love song, and the king began to be scared. He thought that the minstrel wanted to steal away his queen. Without flinching, he drew his sword and struck the boy down. His father heard of this. He was himself a singer, and so he went to the king and played a terrible song. A curse. The king was to vanish in silence, and no one was to remember his name.
And that's what happened. No one remembers the name of the king or his castle. Make of it what you will. The story's certainly well known enough in the area to give Arya its name.
Show me what you've got. Show me what you got. There's a 50% chance of reducing the damage by 80%. So that's 40% in average. That's a lot. Give me food. This stuff is actually pretty neat. I mean, auto attacks by 100. Do I need to activate it? Or what? This is nice. Should have bought the other one. I can sell that stuff and I can... but I won't use it. Doesn't really matter.
You nod at the landlady as you slip off the bar stool, and she nods back. Bavragor and Boindil, who are absorbed in a drinking competition, have to be practically dragged out of the tavern.
Could have spent the night.
But in the end, you are able to continue your journey.
Should have spent the night.
You arrive at an empty jetty on Lake Anteria. You can see several fishing boats on the lake, and there's a small village on the other shore.
Ah, Polbrook. What an idyllic little place. And then there's the miller's daughter.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey there. Would you be able to ferry us over to the other side?
At first, you think the fisherman hasn't heard you, but then he turns around and heads towards the shore. When the boat has almost reached you, the fisherman calls back.
Dwarves, are you lost? Oh well, whatever. I am Samuel. If you wish to cross, it'll cost you. Food for 10 days or 20 gold, whichever you prefer.
Not at the moment.
Oh well, no skin off my nose. If you change your mind...
Do I want to? I want to go there. Do I? I would love to go there as well. But the thing is... I have... but -9 of that. I could go over. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's worth it. Can I talk to him again? Can I? Is that possible? Hello? Is it possible? Doesn't seem like it. Enter. Space. Tab. Okay, that kind of changes my plans. Ah, screw it, I've got enough food.
The familiar jetty is empty, but you can see Sam.
So, we meet again.
20 gold.
You give Samuel the gold, and after a long discussion with the dwarves in the group, you follow him onto the boat. The dwarves literally leap out of the boat as soon as you reach dry land.
Dwarves and
we could have died.
Yeah.
I hope it was worthwhile, scholar.
I don't know why we're here. Paulbrook, how do I enter it? Do I really have to do that? That is silly.
As on the previous evening, Bavragor sits apart from the others. But tonight, he waves you over.
Smeralda, my sister. You want to know what happened, right?
You nod and sit down.
She followed Boindle into battle. We tried to talk her out of it, but she was as unyielding as a mountain. Then came the day when the High Pass was attacked.
Bavragor drinks from his liquor.
He killed her. Blinded by the frenzy of battle, he thought she was one of the enemy. I can never forgive him. He killed my sister.
That's actually pretty bad, yeah.
Could you?
You inevitably remember the loss of Lot Yonan, Frala, and her children. You remain sitting in silence, each of you deep in thought. Boendal approaches, having either heard you or guessing what you were talking about.
His fierce life forge is a curse. He thought the orcs had robbed him of his love, and the ire came over him. Sometimes he calls her name in his dreams.
That's also
he
pretty
never
sad.
admit it, but he suffers just like Bavragor. He too loved her.
The stonemason doesn't react, so you and Boendal go back to the others by the fire.
Is this just to get over to the other
The
side?
fishing village seems as busy as ever.
It is.
Not at the moment. Oh, well. No.
So I just wasted so much.
In the middle of the path in front of you, you see an upended wagon. But neither draft animals nor owner are in sight. You approach carefully, but still can't make anything out from close up, apart from a few arrows sticking into the side of the wagon.
Perhaps we should.
Before you can finish what you're saying, the screams of a woman come from the nearby woods. Without giving it much thought, you rush off towards the screaming. After a short sprint through the forest, you arrive at a small clearing. Standing in the middle of it is a woman in a simple peasant dress, who is being threatened by two armed men. You step forward confidently.
Hey!
The two men turn around immediately. The woman stands up too, and draws a weapon herself. 3 swords are aimed at you, and Namora has some more bad news for you.
There are archers in the trees. It's a trap.
Hey! Give us your provisions, and your gold too!
Yeah, of course. Give us yours. You've taken on the rock bunch, yeah. Can't you see that? Like, why would you even attack us? Yeah, do you really want to do that?
We are seasoned dwarves and have killed hundreds of orcs. Do you want to see what Boindle here can do with his axes?
Like idiots.
Your words seem to have completely floored the thieves. The woman answers for them.
You don't scare us, groundling.
You give Rodario a sign. He nods, gets into position, and then fires off a jet of flame from his sleeve in the direction of the thieves. Without another word, the thieves take to their heels and run into the forest.
Sure, let's follow him. Yeah.
Namora follows the thieves while you wait in the clearing. As evening approaches, a figure appears next to you from out of the darkness.
Namora!
Fergus jumps up and moments later has embraced her tightly.
Were you able to find out anything?
They didn't detect me and led me straight to their hideout. I can show you. It's a cave some miles from the path. Almost 4 dozen people, men, women and children.
You nod. You have tracked down the thieves' hideout.
Ooh. Is that the hideout from them? That's too far away. That's safe. Ah, I'm doing side quests. This is interesting. I didn't think I'd find anything here except for an orc horde.
You can make out a cave in the bank of a dried-out riverbed, with several small fires burning in it. You don't see any guards, so you approach carefully. Men and women jump as they notice you. There is terror written in their emaciated faces. When a little girl screams and runs away from you, the whole camp is alerted, and a group of men and women step out of the cave.
Who are you?
The man resembles Tavia. His face too tells of a struggle between defiant determination and fatigue and resignation.
I am Gerald, Tavia's brother. I led these people here from Tabayin.
You look around you. You guess there are about 10 families, less than 50 people. Half of them are children and youths.
Your people had no chance of throwing us off. As soon as Namora was on their heels, they had already lost.
What about Tavia? Where is she?
Tavia was caught and is locked up in Seaton.
She can be glad they didn't just hang her from the nearest tree. I did warn her.
Gerald tries but fails to completely hide his worry.
I mean, I can understand her.
Tabayin is a fertile country in the north, but much more importantly these days, it borders the perished land to the east.
How are things in Tabayin?
Gerald's expression changes. It's as if he's looking through you.
The perished land is raging. It poisons the spirit, and those who become possessed by it just...
Gerald looks at his hands, which he involuntarily forms into claws.
They no longer recognize you. Brothers, mothers, children. Our brother-in-law. I had to...
With visible effort, he wrenches himself free of his terrible memories.
We can only hope that the Magi managed to build a new barrier soon.
You cannot bring yourself to quash the last hope he has.
Tavia went to Seaton on her own initiative.
They're all dead, but...
Our gold was gone and our supplies were dwindling, despite being on half rations. I said we should just take what we need if no one is going to help us, but my sister wouldn't have anything to do with it. She took the wedding jewelry from our village, the most valuable thing we had with us, and sold it without my knowing. She then took this money and went to Seaton with several men. I was completely beside myself when I heard about it, but then they came back with food and grain, and I thought they had really done it.
He laughs cheerlessly and shakes his head.
For a few minutes we thought we were saved.
Well, and then you saw that it's all spoiled.
What's wrong with the grain from Seaton?
We thought we finally had a change of luck for the better. We were praying for a new start, but then we discovered that most of the grain was rotten and unusable. They'd been ripped off by the bloody steward. We all got together and discussed what was to be done. The majority was in favour of going to Seaton and taking what was due, at any price. The next morning, Tavia disappeared. It was clear to me that she had returned to Seaton. We were going to give her a couple of days, and in the meantime, we prepared for our attack. We needed weapons, and we needed a plan.
Don't attack, you idiots.
The supplies and the grain, where are they?
Gerald glances at your companions.
The grain is mainly useless. There's only 4 or 5 usable sacks. We shared out the supplies, and that'll keep us going for the next few weeks.
That's difficult. I need it.
You're in greater need of the grain and the supplies than the people in Seaton. Keep both.
Gerald stares at you. Only after a few seconds does he finally close his mouth.
Thank you very much, sir. When I saw you turn up here heavily armed, I thought the game was up.
How could we ever justify letting people on the run die if we have enough to share ourselves?
You see tired but
still
happy
have
faces all around you.
Solve
the people breathe a collective sigh of relief.
Know this, good dwarf. Whenever you need help, we'll come. We'll stand by your side.
Well, while
we don't
I'm
have
here.
much to offer you, but we can muster together a few strong arms for battle, and we have some outstanding archers.
You nod and are happy to have made some new friends.
No, I'm
So
losing
long, my
food. If more people join my party, I'm losing food. I don't want to lose food. Let's go there. Oh, I'm losing so much food. So bad. I hope
the
this sells
size of
food.
the fields and the farmsteads grow as you get closer to Valenciensis, the old border city in the north.
That's quick.
The old city wall is much...
Valenciensis.
Ah, I pressed the button. Damn it.
This city is home to the Grand Archive. There are countless works from all over Girdlegard here. I wonder whether we'll be allowed to go in.
It scrolls very fast.
You try to gain access to the city,
No, it
but
doesn't
the
scroll
guards
well.
on the wall are unyielding. The Orc armies in the south and the movement of the Perish land has prompted the city council to lock Valenciensis up. You try not to show your disappointment, but Boindil looks at you curiously.
Is a house full of dusty books really that important, scholar? That's no place for a dwarf.
There are also
Didn't get
books by
notification.
dwarves and
I've
about
already
dwarves
been
in
online
that
for a
archive.
long
They've
time now.
practically got everything
2 hours.
that's ever been written. They've even got notes on the races of Girdlegard, singularities and oddities by M.A. Het.
But you didn't miss much. I'm still playing the
That
dwarves
really
here.
can't be
and
any good at all.
It's just story, it's
You
just
leave
talks.
the impressive city of Valenciensis behind you and continue on your way.
Pretty much. Oh. That was useless. And useless cities. Ah! I can't really scroll because somehow this is broken as well. It's too fast. Everything's broken here. But my PC seems to run again. Which is good.
The familiar jetty is empty.
So,
No.
Not at the moment. Well.
Let's trade
Your
more goods
path.
here.
You enter... You go to...
Ah, she doesn't have more food, unfortunately.
You know... Bavra...
So let's see.
You enter Seaton and take a look round.
The case.
The priest is lost in thoughts, standing in front of the temple, as if he couldn't decide whether to go in or not.
We're giving up. No, we found it,
We
but we're
found
not
the
going
thieves'
to tell you.
hideout.
Really? That's welcome news.
With an encouraging nod, the priest of Palandil prompts you to continue.
I'm not going to lie.
We spoke to the people there. It was very revealing.
And
The priest gives you the same look he otherwise
Going to
uses
be
to
honest.
reprimand the villagers' minor sins.
They say they paid Morris to sell supplies and grain to them.
The priest wants to object.
He ripped them off. That would be an explanation as to why Tavia came back this morning, don't you think?
The cogs are turning inside the priest's head. His expression reveals that he doesn't like his own conclusions.
And what about the grain and the supplies?
I have given
We
the
have
things
given
to them.
the supplies and grain to Tavia's people. They
That's
need
what I did.
both.
I'm
more
going
than
to
you.
be honest with this.
This is not up to you to decide
It
that.
is.
But we have decided. Good day.
You leave the village for the last time.
What's with
You
Tavia?
haven't made any friends here, but that is not the point.
I was useless coming here. Oh, frick. It doesn't matter. Running out of food. What? There's still the question mark.
You are accompanied by evil looks as you enter the village. People spit at you, and when you
Spit at me?
attempt to address the Palandil priest, he disappears into the temple and closes.
I'm no longer welcome. Good, okay. Question mark is gone. That makes me happy. Running out of food. I had 300 before I started this. Crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. That's close.
You discover some ancient ruins and an orc camp in a gorge. A small group of Bognalim is moving between tents, piles of rubbish and cages.
I have no idea what
In one of the
Bognalim is.
cages, you think you can make out some movement.
Charge it. Let's fight. I just wasted like 300 food.
They're coming out the holes.
Nothing.
You
There's
there,
no one
my
here.
bag! Over there! Quick! You'll have to smoke them out!
What? Not you. Not you. Yes, you. Yes, you. That should do. Yeah, this will be fine. Yeah, I like my dwarves. And we've got this one. Perfect. Grenades. Okay. That's what you will do.
Yes? All right. Yeah? Let's go.
Yeah, why not? Huh? On my way.
He hardly put up a fight.
Understood.
Oh, can you please?
A bit too much, was I? I didn't hit you very
Please,
hard. Pow! Another one
Grenades.
bites the dust.
Was ist los? Siehst verwirrt aus.
Vile creature.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Vile creature.
Disgusting.
It's broken.
What's
so this
up?
game is broken again.
Of course.
As it seems.
Yeah. Huh? And what now?
That's money. That's a lot.
First, not
But
a
they're
vile
weak, so it
creature.
doesn't matter.
What is it?
Can you please now get
At
that
once.
thing here?
Killed. Understood.
Why doesn't it work? Why won't it work?
At once.
Yeah.
Vile creature.
Ah, it worked. That's okay.
Pow!
I have an
Another
idea.
one bites the dust.
Killed.
Actually worked.
Too easy.
He hardly put up a fight.
And again.
That's the
At
best
once.
one there, right?
Ow!
Understood.
Hey! Oink, oink, little piggies! I didn't hit you very hard.
Oh, I'm going to lose because I didn't know that this worked.
Looking for enemies? They're all here. And what now? Oink, oink, little piggies!
Kill.
Disgusting.
And again. Why not?
Kill just need another one bites the
But
dust.
done.
I didn't hit you very hard.
And again.
A bit too
On my way.
much for you, was I? Yeah.
They're actually weak, but the problem is
Yeah.
way too many.
Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Huh? On my way.
Killed. Yes. And again.
Too easy.
Understood.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Vile creature.
What is it?
Looks like I'm still winning.
As good as done. All right. On my way. All right.
Killed. And again.
Say
Looks like I'm
goodbye
winning.
forever.
I thought I'd be
I
losing.
didn't hit you very hard.
I win. The fights are actually
Very
not too
impressive,
difficult.
I must say. Let me out, my friends.
Maybe he's in there for a good reason. Yeah, but you didn't think of that. I don't care about you. Acid cloud. Oh, that releases narcotic stuns. Ooh, this is way better. This is assassination. No, this is pretty strong, actually. Why did you all level up? You didn't even fight. Eat.
A pile of wood? Or is it actually a pyre?
It's a pyre, yes.
A bowl. It looks as though things have been burned in it. Perhaps offerings for a deity.
Anything good in there? I mean, there's obviously...
It looks as though things have been burned in it. Perhaps...
Let's get you out of there, friend. Oh, another mouth to feed, I guess.
Oh, thank you. Have you seen Helga? Helga? Helga!
She's probably been burned.
Hello? I am TUNGDIL Goldhand. These are my companions, Boindil, Boendal, Rodario, Fergus and Namora, Bavragor and Goimgar.
Have you seen Helga?
No, we haven't. If you don't mind me asking, what is your name?
Call me Ensign and drop the pleasantries.
Who's Helga, yeah.
If I may, who is this Helga?
Helga? Where?
You're an idiot. I don't like talking to you.
No, I just wanted to know.
Helga is my wife. Didn't I mention that?
So?
We came here together.
That was my question.
But then the orcs came and she was gone. Do you think she might have gone home?
Maybe she fled, yeah. Oh, she's dead.
You have a dark notion of what might have happened to Helga, but as you have no proof, you'd rather say nothing.
If you see her, you'll let me know, right?
Yeah, I will.
I wanted to thank you. Your grenades really helped us.
Grenades? Oh, yeah, no problem. I used them to break up boulders, but I ended up attracting these pests. Who was to know there are Bognolum around here? And as if that weren't bad enough, along came the orcs and took me ox skull. Gosh! And Helga, where is Helga?
She's probably dead, friend.
What brings you to these parts, Ensign? It's not exactly the nicest of places.
Aren't you here for the festival? The unbelievable Wacken Stein festival? My wife and I desperately wanted to see it for ourselves.
There's only Oxborough.
The blind guardian, the statue over there, is the key. He calls people from far and wide to the festival. I finally found some information in the archives of Virunciensis as to how the guardian is activated.
Do you know anything about a secret passage through the mountains?
There.
Secret passage? No, can't say I do. But they say that when the blind guardian awakens, then people will come to the festival from all corners of the world. Maybe they'll come from the mountains too.
So what have you found out about the festival, Henson?
You see that statue? That's the blind guardian. You could call him the patron saint of Wacken Stein. They say that when the festival begins, then the revellers heed his call from all corners of the earth. According to my research, we need three things to start the festival. A burning ox skull, the fire-eater bell, and vervain. I actually had it all, but, well, then the orcs came.
They took everything and now...
It should be easy to find an ox's skull. All we have to do is find a butcher.
Oh, it can't just be any old ox skull. It needs special decorations and engravings. It took me weeks to prepare that skull. Then the orcs came and took it. Must have thought it had some value.
So, we've got to hunt down an army of orcs. Boindil will like that. Good. What do we do with the skull when we've got it?
Oh, that's simple. The ox skull must be set on fire.
You're not sure what kind of celebration needs a burning ox skull, but the mission doesn't sound too difficult.
Let's just do it.
Where will we find the fire-eater bell, and what kind of a name is that anyway?
Virunciensis. I'll track you down to a collector who lives outside the city in an estate on the south wall. According to the legend,
The bell was mounted in a black tower. The tower caught fire. The bell fell down and smothered the source of the fire. Now, I'm sure you can work out the rest. The ringing of the bell opens the way for the blazing fire in our souls.
Can't we just break the thing open?
At least that's what is written.
Virenciensis. So what are we waiting for? We'll visit the collector and...
It would be best if you went without me. I have some things to prepare here.
I'm running out of food.
Vervain, doesn't that grow in Ergon? It's a hell of a long way from here.
Ha! Don't worry. I have a bag, where...
It's gone.
Just a minute. It's gone.
You lost it?
Can you do anything?
Well, lost? I mean, you know, briefly mislaid, perhaps. It must be here somewhere.
To begin the festival, we need the ox skull, the fire eater bell, and the vervain, right?
Exactly. Then we need to set the skull on fire, ring the bell, and burn the herbs. And then
he will raise his axe and we can go through the passage.
You're quite sure you're wasting your time. A huge festival in the middle of nowhere? But you pin your hopes on there being a spark of truth in every story, and that somehow a path will open up through the mountains when you carry out the old ritual.
To begin the festival, we need the ox skull. See you later.
Let me know.
Let me know if you see how I go. I will. That's probably the bag with the...
That must be Henson's bag of herbs.
Got it. First item down. 2 more to go. Probably goes in there. Yep. Well, why would you already start burning it?
Something's not quite right.
Oh, is that so? Like all the rest? Oh, this is where the bell goes. Good to know.
A bracket on which you can hang something. Must be for the bell that
I understand. Let's get the rest of the stoof. I don't have any food. Perfect. Why do I do this? Don't have any food. This is such a bad idea, but fine. And I've just been there. Oh. Yeah, right. This is Virenciensis. And orcs. Where are the orcs? Is it those? Gotta be those, but I don't have food. Oh, they're coming my way. Thank you.
Your path leads you once again to the Minstrel Castle. You enter the tavern. You go to...
No food.
You nod at the... Bavragor...
Which way are they going? I think they go this way. It's way too much. I can't go the whole round. I have to go the full round. Let's see what happens if I run out of food. Got you.
The all too familiar stench of tallow and grease reaches...
I saved. Yeah, that's my troop. This is what I want. Maybe she would be useful. What can she do? Crossbow. Stab. Why can't she take over the enemies? She was able to do that earlier. Fine, I think. Kill 50 enemies. That should be easy.
Uh-huh.
I'm still hurt.
Yes?
Are they going to attack me or do I have to attack them? Let's go for it. Oh boy, he can do it on his own.
Come here, you!
Let's do this.
Take it first, don't you? Put up a fight!
Yes.
Huh? End it.
Yeah.
50. I mean, 50 is really nothing.
Yes.
Pleasure. And what now?
I mean, if they're always wrong, that's a different story.
Come here, you. Come here, you. Huh? Of course.
Don't take
What
it
is it?
personally.
On my way.
Last long.
And what now? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. What is it?
It's not that much.
With pleasure. Huh? And again, who's next? What is it? Oh, bad luck for you. And what now?
That's big and dodge so far.
On my way. What is it?
I hope they give me some food. Oh, wait. A second.
Yes, yes. So,
I've got
on my way. Kill.
Kill. Personally.
What is it? Come here, you. Luck for you. Of course.
This is like the fight scenes here are way too easy actually. Right now.
Say goodbye forever. He hardly put up a fight. Done.
It used to be more difficult in the beginning. Now it's are they infinite enemies?
Next. What is it?
Oh yeah, that's such a hole, I think.
Always go. Bad luck for you. What is it?
At once. On my way.
Take it personally.
Yeah.
Kill.
Go and get him.
Understood.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Vile creature.
Another one bites the dust.
Vile creature. And again.
What's up?
Too easy.
Of course. And again.
With pleasure.
Huh? Understood. And again.
Huh? He hardly put up a fight.
Got it. Well, that was a bit easy, but fine.
While the others take care of their wounds, you find a brown, well cared for leather bag. You are certain the bag hadn't belonged to an orc, and inside you actually find a decorated ox skull.
This will please Henson.
With this, you are a step closer to a way through the mountains, or a huge disappointment.
Definitely a huge disappointment. I should not have taken her in because she's just been taking food. That's all she's done for me so far. Taking my food. Bad. I only have 10 steps to go. Let's hope for the best, whatever that could be. Maybe inside the city I'll get some. Hopefully.
Your feet carry you back to Varenciensis, home of the Grand Archive. On the south wall is a house whose owner, according to Henson, has the Fire Eater bell in his possession. You follow the street to an estate on the south wall, which is surrounded by a fence. The paved path to the door is lined with hydrangea. You knock on the door gently, and after a while it is opened by a chubby man in expensive clothes. The man gives you a fleeting glance.
We don't want to buy anything.
He intends to close the door again without waiting for your answer.
Wait, I've been told you have a rare bell? Fire Eater.
The man pauses.
Fire Eater? How?
Before he can finish what he's saying, a red-haired woman pushes past him. She is also wearing expensive clothes and is heavily made up. After she gives him a stern look, the man disappears into the house. She scrutinizes you with greenish-blue eyes.
How do you know about that, Shorty?
A man called Henson.
Henson? The vagabond that broke into our house? Now he's sending groundlings to assassinate us and steal our belongings.
I should have told them about Henson.
That we have gold, jewels?
No. Henson is our adversary. We want to snatch the bell away from under his nose.
The woman's eyes pierce through you. You manage with great effort to resist her gaze.
That's actually smart of him.
I'd like to get that ugly thing out of the house. All right, then. I'll sell you the bell for 500 gold pieces.
500.
500 gold coins. All right, then.
The woman takes the pouch of gold from you with a broad grin and disappears through the door, which slams shut with a loud bang.
Hello?
Have you been duped? It dawns on you that you haven't yet seen the bell. The door opens again. The man of the house pushes out a wheelbarrow containing a large object inside a sack.
Whole wheelbarrow.
May Fire Eater bring you great pleasure.
The man dumps the bell on the floor with a muffled bong. He seems anything but happy that his wife has sold the bell.
Well, I've got it now, but I don't have any food left. Let's see. 4 more days. And we're out of food. I have no idea what's going to happen now. 0.
The old ruins of Wacken Stein appear before you.
Fine. Guess they don't need any food. Ox School.
All right.
There we go.
Henson, have you found Helga?
No, I have not.
Henson, I heard you tried to steal the bell.
What, steal? No, I wanted to borrow it. But I had less luck with that red-haired witch than you.
To begin the festival, we need the ox skull.
Exactly. Then we need to set the skull on fire.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
You're quite sure.
See you later.
Let me know.
I haven't seen Helga. I'm sorry. Ring the bell. How did you carry that?
Fits like a glove.
No, like it did in your pocket. And now you're hitting it with an axe. With your combat axe. That's not something you should do, you know. Inappropriate tool usage. What's going to happen? It's the festival. Yes.
Loud and powerful music follows the fog and the figures, crushing over your head in roaring waves.
What? How?
The force of the music clouds your senses.
What? How?
And it seems as if the statue of the blind guardian rises from his throne. You want to draw your companion's attention to it, but then you suddenly realize that you have a tankard of ale in your hand.
Okay, good.
You instinctively try it, and are happy to note that you haven't drunk such good ale since Ogre's death.
What's going on?
The night becomes a colourful whirl of ale, music, dance, and ecstasy.
How did that happen?
You can no longer
around.
remember why you're here or who you're celebrating with. For a few hours you forget what was and what is to come. You are completely in the here and now. You wake up the next morning. You're lying on your back and staring into a sky that is much too bright. You turn onto your side with difficulty and see your companions all around you, but no one else. The remains of a wild party. Campfires, tents, and ale tankards are still there, but the magic has gone. You stand up, muttering curses, and try to suppress the taste in your mouth and the pain in your head. To your great surprise, you see that the stony figure of the blind guardian has revealed a tunnel that leads into the rock of the mountain.
Ooh. A feast like no other. The problem is that I don't have any food left.
If we go on now, we probably can't come back. The mechanism looks like it will close the pass behind us.
It doesn't matter.
We should be sure that we have done all we need to.
God, don't stop me now. I wasted
While
so much
you rest
food.
under a ledge at noon, Rodario and Fergus decide to go ice fishing, and the dwarves immediately pronounce their opposition.
Ice and water are both treacherous. They entice you to them. Before you know it, you disappear into them forever.
Like in a marriage, you mean?
Wrong.
At first the woman entices you, but if you stay in her arms like a good boy, the good life is over all too quickly.
The good life, in which you go behind the backs of other men, get beaten up, and one day die painfully of a sexually transmitted disease.
What?
All slander, my dear.
Rodario bares his teeth for a moment, and then follows Fergus to the shore.
He reminds me of a billy goat we used to have. Mounted everything that got in its way. One day, he mounted a goat that was standing too close to a cliff. The two of them fell down the cliff in the best of spirits.
That's a good story, yeah.
Your path leads you over a snowy, hilly plain, and as you scale a particularly steep hill, you falter. A crevasse opens out in front of you. You look around, but there isn't any point nearby where you could cross over the gap.
So I have to walk around or what?
You follow the course of the crevasse. After an hour, the end of the crevasse is still not in sight. However, you do find a cave that slopes down softly parallel to the crevasse. You are afraid that you might get lost in the ice cave and freeze to death in misery. But ultimately, your curiosity is rewarded. You find after an hour's search a winding passage that leads you to a large chamber. You walk ahead with your torch outstretched and see a shadow in the ice. You step backwards in shock as you realize that it's the body of a frozen human. Something glittering in the floor grabs Goimgar's attention. An ornamented gold shield. Part of it is frozen into the ice, but it should be easy to free.
Pure gold! This thing must be worth quite a bit, though it would be completely useless in a fight.
Wouldn't that be like tomb raiding?
Your companion doesn't answer. You allow Goimgar to free the shield from its icy prison. After you've had a look around the rest of the chamber and taken a short break, you look for a way back up to the surface. You are able to continue on your way without any further delay.
Fine then. Okay. So before we go to the fourthlings, which are actually the firstlings, I'm sorry, I'll have to make a cut here. It's already been 3 hours now, or 2.5, and I'm getting tired, and I thank you for joining me, and see you next time around with the firstlings and the dwarves. Bye.